Hey everybody, Thom Downing from FIT here in Los Altos, California. Coming at you today with a shoe comparison. I'm going to do a shoe comparison, first of all, between the Nike Metcon 5 and the NOBULL Trainer today. And just so you guys know who the reviewer is, I am 55 years old. I do work out pretty religiously. I do own a gym, but unfortunately I'm not sponsored, nor do I really compete except with myself. I want to do the shoe comparison because really I'm just trying to help you guys out because maybe you're stuck between the two shoes. So let me give you a little bit of background of how I tested these shoes. I trained in them for about a month each to make sure that I had enough information and feedback from the shoe and my workouts in order to really give you some value. And so what that means is I did about 6 to 8 workouts per week in the shoe for a month long. That included some monostructural stuff, so some running, some rowing, some biking. It also included some Metcon work, sort of CrossFit-esque kettlebells, box jumps, some Olympic weightlifting, some powerlifting, or just some sort of standard lifts that I did in the shoes as well. So with that being said, the way I looked at the shoes was I looked for fit. How do they fit? I looked for the performance of the shoe. And then also, I like the way the shoes look. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I'm sure some of you do. But look was important for me. And then finally, sort of an overall score, or maybe some favorite things that I liked with one of the shoes versus the other. I might go as far to pick one shoe that I liked, but I think when we get into the review, you're gonna see that there's good things and bad things, which is probably true with a lot of things in life about each of these shoes. Hopefully I make that clear to you today after we go through the Nike Metcon 5 and the NOBULL Trainer. So let's start with the Nike Metcon 5. So when we look solely at fit, I really like the way these shoes fit. They had, unlike a lot of other Nike shoes, a little bit wider toe box. Really a comfortable sort of sock-like feel in the back on the heel, so there's really no rubbing there. They're very forgiving shoe on the upper. The other thing that I really liked about Nike's Metcon is it's very breathable. I felt like during the workouts, probably 100% of them were outdoors on pavement where it was hot. So it really made a big difference for me that these shoes were very, very breathable. So the fit on these was very, very comfortable. The performance of this shoe, you do sacrifice a little stiffness. You can see where just the month of use starts to crease the top part of the toe box here. You can also see on the bottom of the shoe, it's pretty soft. So there isn't a lot of support there. And so with the performance of the shoe, I felt when, for instance, anything weighted with a vest or running or box jumps, I really did feel it in the metatarsals, the ball of my foot with landing there. So you can see that there's some flexibility in that. The heel is nice and stiff, flat, elevated just a bit. So the back end of the shoe is actually, the performance is pretty good if you are doing deadlifts and some Olympic weightlifting, but it's not your primary modality. I think you'll be happy with the Metcons. I think where it really shines is its comfort, its breathability, and its diversity as far as a little bit of softness on the forefront, on the forefoot, and then firmness and nice and flat on the heel. Metcon does a great job, of course. Nike does a wonderful job of putting together the look of the shoe. It's really streamlined. When it's on your foot, like I said, it feels really good, it's comfortable. This Nike Metcon 5, I believe, is worth every penny. And once we go through the NOBULL, we'll get into sort of my overall impressions with the Nike Metcon 5 versus the NOBULL. So let's grab the NOBULL next and get right into that shoe. So first of all, with the fit of the NOBULL, since it is a stiffer shoe, the toe box is a little bit narrower and it's a little less forgiving along the edges here of the metatarsal. So the little toe and the big toe does feel a little bit more compressed, but that might be something that you like. Obviously with a weightlifting shoe, you don't want a lot of movement there. So with the fit, it's much narrower with the NOBULL, so keep that in mind. So the material is meant to be firm and supportive, and therefore they had to sacrifice a little bit of breathability. And so I felt like, again, the shoe is black and I was working out on the blacktop outside, so it did get really hot. But what this shoe did well performance-wise is it really performed well across all modalities for training. With this shoe specifically, it really performed well, I think, in the weightlifting movements. Deadlifting, especially heavy, back squatting, especially heavy, because of that stiffness. And again, if you look at the NOBULL on the sole, there's really no give there. Much stiffer. So you felt that stiffness in a way that felt more supportive than just stiff and hard on your foot. And so doing a workout like Murph or doing some weighted vest sprints or some weighted step-ups, something where you're putting added pressure onto the sole of your foot, you felt very supported in these shoes. As far as looks, NOBULL knocks it out of the park. All of their stuff is really awesome. I mean, from their logo to the way the shoes are designed. And if you've been on the website, you know that they have a number of different shoes and types of shoes. Remember that this is the trainer that I'm reviewing today. I think performance, nice and stiff. It gives you that one shoe that can do everything. And for fit, a little bit narrow, but overall pretty comfortable. But I wouldn't say that its top rated feature is its comfort. So what we'll do now is we'll do sort of a side-by-side, and then I'll give you my favorite about the shoe and which shoe is my favorite, I should say. So let's get right into that right now. Okay, so let's get right into sort of a synopsis of these shoes. For the fit, I would go with the Nike Metcon 5. It was more comfortable, it was cooler, breathable. I like the wider toe box. The NOBULL was just a little bit too stiff for me as far as fit went. For performance, again, for me, doing the Olympic weightlifting and not wanting to change out of shoes for the Metcons, I think the NOBULL actually for performance gets the nod for me. Because it does serve the purpose as a one-size-fits-all shoe. Plus, I give NOBULL the nod on looks, so I think 2 out of 3 really goes to NOBULL. If you don't want to have 3 pairs of shoes in your bag, which most of us don't, I think you can get away with the NOBULL as your top shoe in your bag. So that being said, it's totally relevant to you and what type of workouts you're doing and what you're trying to get from the shoe. These are both expensive shoes, they're top of the line. So if obviously you're doing mostly Olympic weightlifting sessions, you may have that second shoe, but I do think that the NOBULL would allow you to do any workouts that has a combination of lifting modalities in it in this NOBULL shoe. So hopefully that was helpful for you. If you got any questions, shoot them to us. And in the meantime, enjoy your workouts. Thanks for coming in. Next time, I'm gonna do a comparison of compression socks, pants, and tops. So look for that coming out soon. Thanks everybody, we'll see you soon.